Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
With your new GUT Credit Union Visa debit card, which gives you access to your cash at any Connex or Visa certified ATMs locally and internationally. Make your payments with a tap of your card using the contactless feature and have the freedom to make purchases locally, online, or overseas whenever you travel, anywhere Visa is accepted. Experience the enhanced security fraud protection through the Visa chip technology. If you don't have your new GUT Credit Union Visa International debit card, speak to any one of our representatives today to do more. Your new GUT Credit Union Visa International debit card, a smarter way to access your cash. More smart, more secure.
This is Network News for Tuesday, June 21, 2022. In the headlines, the National Democratic Congress makes an appeal to Grenadians to vote for transformation. Police make breakthrough in recent string of robberies throughout the country. Successful CPEA students continue to celebrate. NDC and NNP outline housing plans for Grenada. And for a look at what's happening in around the globe, Beverly Telesford joins us.
Thank you, Kenroy. In the region, the St. Lucia government to stiffen gun laws with the tabling of a firearms bill. Internationally, Sri Lanka shuts down schools and government services to preserve fuel. In sports, Grenadian professional basketball players secure contracts for the upcoming season. Join me a little later on in the newscast for the details. Back to you, Kenroy.
All right. Thanks, Beverly. We'll catch up with you later. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Hello again from the Grenada Broadcasting Network. I'm Kenroy Baptiste. The clock ticks on to Decision Day. With promises of transformation, the National Democratic Congress made its case and now awaits the judgment that lies in the hands of the Grenadian people. Political leader Deacon Mitchell delivered his address to the nation at the Grenada Trade Center on Monday evening. Cherry Blackman Stephen reports.
I ask you to place confidence in the 15 candidates of the National Democratic Congress. I ask you to vote for the future that you want. I ask you to vote for the future of the Grenada that you want to live in, work in, play in, raise your families in, and create wealth across generations.
A final push to the electorate 2 days before Grenadians go to the polls. Political leader of the National Democratic Congress, Deacon Mitchell, is offering the people leadership that brings with it transformation of people and country. But that opportunity lies in the hands of the people who go to the polls on Thursday.
Our young people will have a path to the fulfillment of their dreams and ambition. Our workers will have a path to real job security, pensions, and employment stability so that they can own, reap, and keep. Our businessmen and women will have a path for expansion and successful investments. Our middle class will have a path to trade their goods and services profitably. and our parishes and communities will have a part to building local economies as the foundation for addressing the saddening problems of poverty that threaten our nation.
Mitchell, whose campaign was grounded on youthfulness, directed much of his attention to the NDC's plans geared towards creating betterment for the nation's youth. And for the betterment, education was highlighted as a key element.
We are committing to eliminating all of these small school fees that prove a significant hindrance, particularly to poor members of our society, from getting a tertiary level education. So both at secondary school and at TAMCC, we will eliminate the school fees that are being charged to our students so that there is no excuse, at least when it comes to that, in terms of access to education.
Mitchell said that the issue of transportation costs for students is also an issue an NDC-led government will address. On Monday, he also introduced the party's manifesto to the Grenadian people. He outlined a number of plans they intend to pursue in the 36-page manifesto, which was launched on Sunday, that will guide their term in office if elected as the next government for the state of Grenada. Cherry and Blackman, Stephen, GBN News.
Well, there are several rules governing the success of Election Day. The list of do's and don'ts was highlighted during Tuesday's post-cabinet briefing by the Royal Grenada Police Force.
No sale or consumption of alcohol while polls are open. Employees allotted time to cast their ballots. No loitering around polling stations and no attempting to influence electors to vote in your favor were among key regulatory guidelines outlined by the Royal Grenada Police Force ahead of Election Day on Thursday. Assistant Superintendent of Police Simon Douglas, second in charge of the Eastern Division, gave a clear outline of some of the do's and don'ts governing the process.
Section 82 of the Implementation of the Super Act makes it an offense for any licensed ticket dealer, sell, offer for sale, or give anyone any intoxicating liquor during the hours that the polls are open on the polling day. Section 83 makes it an offense for an employer deny any employee adequate time for the purpose of casting a vote. The presiding officer has ordered to the whole polling station shall regulate the number of voters at a time and shall exclude all other persons except his or her agent, his or her assistant, the candidate, one agent of the candidate.
The public is reminded that loitering near any polling station is prohibited.
During the hours when the poll is open, no person shall assemble or congregate in 100 yards of any polling station which situates the polling. 100 yards of any building which is situated any polling station. So the only persons allowed to be within that 100 yards of the polling station are the persons who are employed at the polling station, persons who are not otherwise allowed to be there, and persons waiting to cast a vote.
Douglas says there is no ticketing system in place to cover those offences. Anyone in violation will be subject to the punishment stipulated by the law.
There is no ticketing system for these offences. They are strictly criminal offences, and the person can be arrested and charged. The fine is $500, and it also carries a term of imprisonment of 6 months, and both fine and imprisonment can be imposed.
Law. It is important to note that there should be no loudspeaker, bunting, sign, standard or set of colors with the intent that it may be carried, worn or used on motor vehicles or otherwise as political propaganda on Election Day. The presiding officer maintains order at the polling station on Election Day, and so electors are urged to comply with any directions given by such officers to ensure a peaceful and efficient process. No one should attempt to influence any elector to vote for a candidate candidate or to determine for whom that elector intends to vote or has cast their vote. It is an offense to offer money or other valuables to an elector in order to influence that elector to vote or refrain from voting. It is also an offense for any person to apply for a ballot paper in the name of another person, whether living or dead or a fiction.
Other news, police have made a breakthrough in a number of criminal activities perpetuated over a period of time at different locations in Grenada. Christina John tells us more.
Kenroy Noel is alleged to have been the mastermind behind a spate of recent robberies over the past couple months. According to police, on April 7, 2022, two St. Vincent nationals, one a police officer and a cricketer and his female companion, were robbed of cash and items valued at 2,691 EC dollars. Assistant Superintendent of Police and Head of the Community Relations Department, Desmond Richards, updated the media earlier today.
After a robust and unrelenting investigation into the matter, Roger Jellizo, 51 years, and employed of Springs, St. George's, and Kenroy Noel, 27 years, barber of Beverly, St. David, were both arrested and charged in connection with that robbery violence. Noel was also charged for stealing. In that particular time, they recall that they not only steal the item, but they stole the vehicle from that they were driving as well.
Kenroy and another male accomplice were also charged for another robbery in April.
So Roger Jellizo and Kenroy Noel were also charged with robbery with violence for the stealing of cash amounting to $50,825,000, the property of the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. And we recall that happened on the 8th of April in Petmotor, St. David. He was also charged for being in possession of the firearm. The weapon is believed to have been used in various robberies. Along with that, he also was charged for money laundering. PF is also pleased to announce that Kenroy Noel, along with Daniel Samuel, a 36-year-old bartender of Westall, St. David, were both arrested and charged for the offense of robbery violence by stealing items and cash valued $3,026.65 belonging to two individuals at Beverly Lane, St. Andrews. This offense was committed on the 25th of May 2022.
Both Noel and Samuel were arrested and charged for robbery with violence by stealing items and cash amounting to $2,150 from Smart Savers Supermarket in Hope, St. Andrew on June 7th. Noel were also charged with being in possession of an unlicensed firearm.
Kenroy Noel again, and this time teamed up with one Timothy Hippolyte, a machine operator residing at Maltese, St. David, were both arrested and charged for robbery with violence again, which occurred on the 9th of June by stealing items and cash amounting to $240 at Grand Backlet in St. Andrews.
It didn't end here for Noel and others.
And Noel and Hippolyte again were both arrested and charged for robbery with violence by stealing items and cash amounting to $13,110.35, the property of D.A. Monroe and Sons Limited. This offense occurred on the 9th of June. They both were charged also for money laundering.
The western side of the island was not spared.
2022, that there was a report of a shooting of shots being fired, at Waltham in St. Matt. In that incident, Kenroy Noel was charged for the offense of possession of a firearm. In fact, in that incident, he received a number of charges. He also received charges for damage to property by two, both damage in the house and the vehicle. He also received a charge of attempted non-capital murder, and as well. In that shooting, both the house was damaged, and the vehicle that valued at $35,000.
Christelina John, GBN News.
Still ahead in Network News, successful CPEA students continue to celebrate their story when we return. Stay with us.
This is a message from the Parliamentary Elections Office on the demonstration on marking the ballot. In the sample ballot seen here, 3 candidates are named along with their addresses and occupations. Next to each candidate's name is his or her symbol. A voter is expected to place his or her mark in the open space next to the symbol of his or her chosen candidate. If a voter makes a mistake while marking the ballot paper, he or she can return to the presiding officer and ask for a new ballot paper. Remember, the casting of your ballot is secret. Therefore, no one will know the candidate you voted for. A message from the Parliamentary Elections Office.
Kenny's Trucking and Equipment Services Limited. Now introducing Portland King Cement, Grenada's toughest and most high-quality cement. Engineered with you in mind. Whether it's residential or industrial construction, Portland King Cement has been tested to achieve profound results that you can trust. The choice is clear. Choose Portland King, tougher than the rest. Visit Kenny's Trucking and Equipment Services Limited on Dusty Highway. Call telephone number 439-6605 or 440-6605. Or visit our 2 other locations, Wester Hall in St. David and Dunfermline in St. Andrew.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Now, for electrical safety. Familiarize yourself with your electrical panel, as it may be necessary to switch off the power during a storm or flood. Make sure you install a transfer or isolation switch to prevent your generator feeding electricity to Grenlec's line. If trees are too close to power lines, call Grenlec at 237 for advice. By following these easy steps, you will be well on your way to being hurricane ready. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
The following is a paid political announcement. The views expressed are of the client and not the Grenada Broadcasting Network.
Sisters and brothers, I ask you to hear me just on this point. Examine the team of the National Democratic Congress. You just examine them. Compare them one by one. And what you see is an experienced group of people ready to take this country forward.
I'm Deacon Mitchell, and I endorse this message.
The preceding was a paid political announcement. The views expressed are of the client and not the Grenada Broadcasting Network.
Pfizer celebrates 75 years of transforming lives with its celebratory suite of loan products. Own your own vehicle, education, land, or home, and anchor your roots. Start living the life you deserve by applying for an own your own loan at reduced interest rates. Simplify your life and consolidate all your debts by applying for a Simplify loan and open doors to new beginnings and explore more opportunities to shape your future. Call or send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987 or email us at loans@arisecu.com today to continue your journey towards financial freedom. Terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union, celebrating 75 years of transforming lives.
The Carnival Mass Band Nirvana is ready for the Road for Spice Mass. Backline, midline, and frontline costumes for men and women. Nirvana is the perfect state of happiness on the road for Carnival Monday and Tuesday. Register now at nirvanaempire.com. Call or WhatsApp us on 407-INFO. That's 407-4636. Instagram at Nirvana Empire. View our costumes at the Nirvana Showroom, the Marquee Complex, Grand Anse. Play Mass with Nirvana.
They are the few, the strong, the elite. Grenada, get ready as our sporting gladiators go for gold and glory at the World Championships. Follow every throw, stride, and jump from July 15th to the 24th. Capture the action daily on GBN television. It's the World Championships. The dream continues.
James is going to win it.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
We're back. Now, the new National Party launched its manifesto at the Grenada Trade Center on Tuesday. Political leader Dr. Keith Mitchell says transformation is a continuous process.
The new National Party, led by political leader Dr. Keith Mitchell, has launched its 2022 manifesto just 2 days before Grenadians cast their ballots at the 2022 general elections. The manifesto outlines the political party's plans and promises for the country, mainly focused on youth development. A promise of a $100 million investment in Grenada's youth was one of the main pillars of the 2022 manifesto. Member of the NMP, Kate Lewis-Peters, explains.
The new National Party recognizes that this nation's greatest assets continue to remain its people, and the most powerful tool in the army is our youth. And we know and we understand that this emerging era is for the ones who hold the key to the future. Our plans speak to that.
Another main pillar featured is agriculture, as the party plans to create avenues for better food security, making the sector more profitable for farmers and attractive to the younger generation. Candidate for St. George, Peter David, gave an insight into what's in store for agriculture.
Comrades, we understand that for agriculture to succeed, it requires a focus on youth, new technologies, training, new inputs, and new policies so that we will not repeat the mistakes of the past. That is why we have and will continue to improve and refine the implementation of the Youth in Agriculture initiative with support from the CARICOM Development Fund to provide training and grants to over 200 youth who want to invest in agricultural projects.
In his remarks, political leader Dr. Keith Mitchell said that the manifesto is filled with opportunities, possibilities, and hope as the NMP tries to improve sectors such as tourism, technology, agriculture, and the emerging digital sector. The political party also plans to delve into the non-traditional sectors, such as creative services, while over $10 million will be spent on getting people affordable housing, among others.
It's a serious issue, you know.
Therefore, this manifesto outlines the roadmap for the future, which include taking care of ourselves. A journey that will take us over that proverbial bridge for the future.
Dr. Mitchell says that once elected by the Grenadian people, the manifesto will be used as a guideline that his party will refer to during its ruling for the next 5 years. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett-Thomas reporting.
Top performers in the 2022 CPEA examinations have been speaking with my colleague Christina John on the outcome.
Primary exit students continue the CPA success celebration on Tuesday. Alpha Junior School shares the first and third places in the 2022 CPA examinations. Anthony Medford is one of 2 students who top scored for the island, amassing a total of 483 points.
I feel excited and very happy. Preparing for the exam, I was sad at some times, and I thought I couldn't do it, but with enough effort I pushed through and I succeeded.
Proud parents Annie and Richard Medford say this was not on their radar.
Only last night I was reminded him that he said a couple of years ago that this was one of his goals, to be #1 for a CPA. We didn't even remember this when we started grade 6. It just came back last night, and I'm just so happy that he was able to do that.
God's grace, he was able to succeed because we always put God's first, and he was prepared well. I think he put in the effort. I wasn't too worried. I expected him to do well, but to do this well, it was a little bit surprising. But I'm basically like on cloud 9 at the moment, so I am happy for him. I'm so proud of him.
The top performer will be attending the St. George's Institute. One of the 2 third-place students at the same institution is Tasia Snag, who says she is proud of her achievement. The aim of becoming a doctor, she will go on to the Anglican High School. Her parents, too, are super excited.
Very overjoyed. I am very proud of myself. Challenging at first, but coming closer to CPEA, it became easier for me.
I think that the final outcome has soaked in quite as yet, although it was part of the expectation for her to perform exceptionally well. We could not have coined at that point that he would have been in the top 3 of the island, although after the exams she insisted that she will be in the top 5.
I think that she would have done a good job. She worked hard, and I think that the result can show such.
Michael James is the other student placing 3rd on the island. The future game designer says he got his first choice school, Presentation Brothers College. His parents thank teachers and those involved for their sons.
At first I was very excited and confused at the exact same time. It wasn't that challenging, but at few points where I thought I had gotten something wrong or I didn't do something, I was overly stressed because the exam mattered a lot for that. Yeah.
He is, what do I say? Michael is just a normal kid, you know. He's just a normal kid. I think the only thing that sets him apart is that his discipline, right? He puts his schoolwork first, and then after that he does all the stuff that all the rest of the kids do. I just very happy with him. I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Results, and I was mind blown. I cried. I was shaking. I'm like, I knew he was going to pass. I just didn't expect to this level, and so for secondary school, he has this.
Alpha Junior School had 100% passes. Principal Stephanie John says they have a track record that they have maintained over the years.
Also, just about 59% of our students placed in the first 200, and that for us is sensational. And if you go back and you look at the results, you would find that every year, consistently, 50% of our students are in the top 200. So that is phenomenal for us.
Christina John, GBN News.
Meanwhile, of the 96 candidates submitted from St. George's Anglican Senior School to write the CPEA examinations, 94 students were successful.
Meanwhile, securing 6th and 7th places are two females, Baptiste and Nala Sam, from the St. George's Anglican Senior School, respectively. Both will be moving on to the Anglican High School when the new school term begins in September.
I cry. I didn't really expect to play so high. Yes, some of the questions was, but I just had to stay calm, and I knew I could do it. I was jubilant. I was happy. I jumped up. I hugged Kayleen. Me and Kayleen was happy. We were happy. We were cheerful. It was in the science. There was a couple of questions that was giving me a really hard time. So I thought maybe that some children would have done better with the questions than me. So I would have placed between 40 or 50 thereabouts.
Principal Nigel DeGale expressed gratitude first to God and teachers of both the junior and senior schools, parents and management.
Thankful and happy and very excited that 94 out of 96 children could move on to secondary school from this noble institution. Having 2 in the top 10 is a plus, and of course we had about 15 and more in the top 200, and we thank God for that. And that is a testimony to the hard work and dedication of all stakeholders.
Yet another tie for 9th place between Raiden Lockerbie, a student of South St. George Government, and Caden Daniel of St. Mary's Junior. While head of the institution, Mr. Adams believes parents' involvement says a lot in their children's success.
It didn't really have much of a challenge during the examination. It was actually kind of, manageable. I wouldn't want to say it's easy because children are supposed to work hard to reach their goals.
Many of us say those are interested in students and in development of our children, especially in this challenging environment. Parents now more than ever have a more critical role to play in the development of their child. And not just physical development, but the whole child.
Working along with students at the St. Mary's Junior School was Josanne Bain alongside their top performer, Caden Daniel.
Did a lot of work. I did 4 past papers every day. So yes, I put in a lot of work and did a lot of practice.
Given it's my first time at this level, I usually teach CSEC, so it was challenging. The children were challenging, the workload was challenging, the entire process was challenging. However, we were able to work together. It was extremely challenging also as it was a blended approach, given the fact that we had to be home online for the first half of the academic year. However, we managed to pull through, and I think the children knew what the goal was. They knew my expectations. They knew what I was expected of them, from me, from their parents, from their principal, and it was a collaborative effort.
Chrislina John, GBN News.
St. Andrew takes the win again as 19 of the top performers in the 2022 CPEA examinations are attending school in the big parish, 18 of whom came from the St. Andrew's Methodist School and 1 from Rainbow Junior Academy. More in this Renabeth Thomas report.
11-year-old Calvin Klein is one of the top performing students in Grenada. He is one of the 2 students to tie for the top spot in the 2022 CPEA exam. Calvin attends the St. Andrew Methodist School, which has a 100% pass rate, capturing the 1st and 5th place in the top 10 positions on the island. 18 of their students were also among the top 200 performers in Grenada. The school celebrated their achievement in style on Monday after receiving the results and plans to continue this celebration for the rest of the week. Klein says despite the challenges experienced, he worked hard and did his best. He spoke of how he felt when he got the results and what is his future goal.
I feel happy. I feel very proud of myself for accomplishing that goal of mine. A lot of days I put in a lot of hard work I know I was exhausted at the end of it all, but my hard work came through and I did the best that I could. And what I want to be around the world, I want to be a doctor. For now, it's a general doctor, but it might change as I get older.
Klein will be attending the St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School. Taking the 5th position on the island is Jadon Harford, who will also attend SAS in September. He said when he first got the news, he was in shock.
At this moment, I'm feeling overwhelmed at my performance, placing 5th in the island and 2nd for my school. I feel like I'm in a dream, but this is like real life. My mother motivated me by saying encouraging word, and I always get up early and study. My teacher pushed me, although we was on Zoom, she had to push us more until we get into the right position. When I grew up, I wanted to become a plastic surgeon.
Teacher Eugene Charles is the class mistress for all 18 students who placed in the top 200 on the island. She said her students' success not just made her proud, but the entire school.
I expect that the students to continue on that journey that they would have started. Throughout the months, I realized that they have become independent learners. And at SAMS, we cater for the students' holistic development. And I am sure, and we at SAMS are sure, that when they move on to secondary school, they are going to carry them, whatever they have learned at SAMS. They'll keep the banner and the flag of St. Andrew's Methodist School flying high wherever they are.
SAMS to the world!
7th place top performer position was awarded to Javon Noel at Rainbow Academy in St. Andrew. However, he was not at school at the time GBN visited. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
All right, congratulations to the students. We see you. Keep excelling. All right, we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media.
GBN Social Buzz is reaching beyond the local platform to share with you what's trending on social media. We browse the World Wide Web and bring to you the topics inciting the most reaction. The two major political parties, the New National Party, which is seeking another term, and the National Democratic Congress held massive rallies on Sunday as part of the build-up to Thursday's general elections. GBN posted photographs of the turnout of supporters for both parties to our Facebook page, which garnered comments from our social media audience. The following views are of members of the public and not necessarily of the GBN. Alma said, "This won't be any walkover. The race is not for the swiftest, but the one who endureth to the end." Marion added, "God, you know what's best for the people of Grenada." Crave said, "Grenada, let's see if you are ready for change or you want to continue as usual. Looking on from Tobago." Ferlin chimed in, "It's not how you drive, but how you arrive. May the Lord bless my country with the right leader." Glenn said, "As I quote from the great black wizard, we got to think about the children's future when the party is over." Clarice added, "It's not about crowds, people. Let's all focus on that day when it comes to 23rd of June. Jas said, "God, you know what is right for Grenada. Set my brothers and sisters free. I hope my brothers and sisters go out and vote." Akima added, "I will bat for my team, but Grenada wins here. Let's not forget that. High levels of engagement and civic participation must be applauded." Valerie chimed in, "Crowds and rally does not determine what happens at the polls on election day." That's what's buzzing tonight. We encourage you, our viewers and listeners, to submit your think pieces on trending topics locally, regionally, and internationally via our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
All right, we have to take a break, but still ahead in the broadcast. The National Democratic Congress and the New National Party outline housing plans for Grenada. We'll talk about that. Stay with us.
This is a message from the Parliamentary Elections Office on the voter identification card. Voters are reminded that they are expected to present their voter identification card on election day. Those who have not replaced their card can present their expired ID with the expiry date January 31st, 2020. A registered voter who is unable to produce his or her voter identification card shall be given a ballot paper once he or she satisfies the presiding officer that he or she has not been issued with an identification card, or that he or she has been issued with an identification card which is lost or destroyed. Registered voters who have not collected their cards are asked to do so in person before Election Day to avoid delay on polling day. A message from the Parliamentary Elections Office.
On Sunday, 3rd July, Mega First Promotions presents another Mega Bingo! From 5 p.m. at the National Stadium, you can win a whopping $100,000 in cash.
This is the money shot.
$100,000 in cash to be won. We play 16 games at $5,000 each and 2 games at $10,000 each. Tickets cost only $50. DJ Chemist and Heavy D will have the place rocking. Sponsors Carib, Glenegg, Goodfed.com, and Waggity Rentals and Sound Company. Sunday, 3rd July, 5 p.m. Big Bucks Mega Bingo.
We love plenty gal ting. Every day we snouting, say boom.
Yo, this is Skinny Fabulous, and I'm inviting you to be ready this carnival season with codes Ready Cash. Get up to $20,000 cash right now. No deposit needed, and it's completely hassle-free. You will have your money in your hand in less than 24 hours. What are you waiting for? Don't miss the vibes this carnival season. It's all about codes Ready Cash. Ready when you are.
Thinking bad, all my friend them stinking mad. We be having drinking bad. Martin call me the drinking god.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Please be advised that our office has been relocated to Steele's Commercial Complex, Grandance, St. George. We at CGI, Consumers Guarantee Insurance Company Limited, look forward to serving you at our new location. Call us on telephone number 440-0217 or visit our website www.insurecgi.com.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Why pay full price for your mobile when you can pay half? Just bundle your home internet and mobile services with Flow and save 50% on your mobile bill. That's money in your pockets every month. Plus now you get free YouTube and WhatsApp data. And you can share your plan with up to 3 other numbers. Upgrade now and get a free smartphone. Switch and keep your number. Learn more at discoverflow.co.
This is Network News. The issue of housing is taking center stage as political parties attempt to capitalize on the final days before general elections.
The National Democratic Congress has outlined the party's plans to address the country's housing issue if given the chance to govern Grenada following the June 23rd general elections. Political leader of the NDC, Deacon Mitchell, says under his leadership, housing materials will not be dropped off for people in need to be left without being used by the homeowner because the individual or family does not have the capacity to get the repairs done. He said instead people will be assisted with home repairs, especially the elderly and disabled.
Starting with the homes of our retirees, the homes of our senior citizens, and the homes of our disadvantaged persons, particularly persons who may be physically or mentally challenged. The next category of persons will then be particularly single mothers who are raising children on their own.
The NDC Mitchell said their priority will be increasing and improving the housing stock.
We are aiming to construct 2,500 homes. The homes will be made available for sale. The price ranges will vary depending on the size of the houses. The plans for the houses will be designed in such a way that they can be scaled up.
He said the NDC plan is to ensure that in the case of new houses constructed, there will be supporting facilities and amenities to create a proper village.
But ensuring that there are things like playgrounds for our children. Parks, ensuring that things like grocery stores are located close by, ensuring that even simple things like if you need a post office, that those things are located within the communities, ensuring that if there is a preschool is required, that a preschool is located within the community, ensuring that things like basketball courts, tennis courts, community centers are made part of the communities.
The New National Party has also been speaking about its plans to address the housing issue that has been plaguing Grenadians for years. Dr. Mitchell, at a rally in Carriacou, announced his party's plans to assist young first-time homeowners under 35 if returned the mandate to govern Grenada.
Under our proposal, individual must present evidence that financing for construction or purchase of the houses on the land has been secured. Once they have qualified, our support will be in the form of grant vouchers. In other words, we'll give some grant of a maximum of $10,000 per approved single applicant, or $20,000 per married couple.
Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
All right, it's time to take a peek through the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
While tensions are heightened for some as the election saga continues until June 23rd, others are finding ways to keep themselves entertained in the midst of the campaign jabs among supporters. Featured in tonight's eyesore is a photo meant to lighten the mood. The dog is photographed wearing paraphernalia of one of the major parties of the National Democratic Congress. The image was posted to the Facebook page NDC Youth Grenada, accompanied by the caption, "My dog ready to vote." Even the animals are looking forward to Thursday. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
We invite you to stay with us. The sports news coming up.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
This is a message from the Parliamentary Elections Office on safety on Election Day. As we all go out to cast our ballots on Election Day, let us be aware that COVID-19 is still around. Therefore, we are encouraged to protect ourselves and others by wearing our masks and washing or sanitizing our hands as we enter the polling station. For individuals who have tested positive for COVID-19, please contact your returning officer before Elections Day to make proper arrangement to vote within the rules and reduce the risk of spreading the virus. A message from the Parliamentary Elections Office.
Spice Mass is back! And Grenada Distillers Limited wants you to win big with its bottleneck promotion. With every purchase of pure white or special dark, you are automatically entered for a chance to win. Win tickets to Soca Mona. Win free costumes. Win bottles of Clark Scott rum. Grenada's #1. Win cold hard cash and more. Simply write your name, address, and contact details at the back of this bottleneck and insert in the boxes at participating outlets and the Clark Scott sales van. Win big for Spice Mass with Clark Scott, Grenada's #1 rum.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
Weather for Grenada, Carriacou and Petite Martinique valid for tonight and the following 3 days. Weather tonight partly cloudy and hazy with few brief isolated showers. Tonight's minimum temperature 24 degrees Celsius. Wind east northeasterly to east southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sea slight to moderate. Waves 3 to 5 feet in open water. Tides high at 8:30 p.m. low at 4 a.m. Sunrise tomorrow morning, 5:45. The weather on Wednesday, June 22, mostly fair and hazy with brief morning and nighttime showers. On Thursday, June 23, polling day in Grenada, mostly fair with brief morning showers. And on Friday, June 24, mostly fair, increasing in cloudiness overnight with light to moderate showers. That's the weather.
Good evening, sporting fans. Akim Robertson has agreed to a one-year deal with Swiss League team Union Neuchâtel. He had a great season while playing for the Lugano Tigers as he had some record-breaking numbers. For example, the 45 points, 20 rebounds and 68 valorization index game against Boncourt, which is a season record in all three categories. He also ended up as the 5th scorer, 2nd rebounder and 3rd blocker of the league. And to crown it all, he received the Eurobasket Award for All-Swiss 3rd team. Another Grenadian, Hakeem Simon, has also signed a one-year deal with BBC Les Sanglias Worlds in Luxembourg. Moving to cricket, veteran cricketer Devon Smith believes one of the promising young cricketers on Windward Island's Volcanoes franchise will be able to carry on his legacy as an opening batsman. Smith recently retired from first-class cricket and leaves a mantle that many people think will be difficult to replace. However, he notes that it is his belief that a replacement will be found soon.
I did it, so there is no doubt that one of the upcoming stars, can do it as well. But I mean, it will take a lot of work, I mean, now I gone there, there could be a big hole there. But as I say, it's a young upcoming team, full of talent, I really believe in them, but just have to give them the opportunity and hope that they grab it in both hands and, try and do the best. Because, at the end of the day, opening bat is not an easy thing, especially if you're on the field for 2 days and then, the evening you have to go and face the new ball, maybe 10 or 15 overs or even 7 overs. It doesn't matter, it's a strain on you. But at the end of the day, that's what you choose. So, you have to fight it. So.
The veteran cricketer had these words of advice for opening batsmen within the Volcanoes franchise and overall West Indies cricketing family.
To be honest, you have to love to bat. You have to love to bat. You have to give yourself a chance, especially, all in your innings. Once you give yourself a chance, you want to get better and easier. But you have to give yourself a chance. One of the things that I did in the past was let the bowlers bowl to me. Let it come to me instead of me going to them. And in the West Indies, the bowlers don't like much batsmen to leave alone ball. So I really capitalize on that because, by the time you leave alone a couple of balls, then they decide, well, okay, I have to come and, bowl straight and I will capitalize. So they have to really think about the game and, how they go about scoring runs. It's not a matter of just going and say, well, you want to score 500 runs, but it's how you want to score it.
Still with cricket, West Indies Test captain Craig Brathwaite has delivered back-to-back Test match wins following the victory against England in Grenada and now against Bangladesh in Antigua. Brathwaite, having not enjoyed the best of records as Test captain, says the wins are spurring him on to improve the team's performances.
But yeah, for sure, it's it pushes you to motivates you to push yourself. Even for me personally, it's always a goal I had in mind for the St. Lucia ground. And I think as a group, we had some discussions about that, and we're really looking forward to the challenge. As I said, the top Bangladesh, bowled extremely well throughout this game. Kudos must go to them. They were very disciplined and they challenged us throughout. And St. Lucia, they're going to come strong again. So I think as a unit, yeah, the win is gone. It's history, and we got to come with full mind, full mental in for that last Test match.
The skipper says he is looking forward to the second and final Test in St. Lucia, where he is hoping to see continued performances from John Campbell and others.
Yeah, very pleasing. I was glad he came in not as well. Obviously, that will help with his confidence. But John has a lot of ability, and I hope this knot will just motivate him, to bigger and better things, and very pleasing to see that 50 and then the knot is very good for the team.
Finally, Raymond Reefer batting at number 3. Can we expect more of that?
Yeah, obviously we're in for Barbados this year. Doing a good job. Obviously got 100 against England, so full confidence in him. Obviously not the best of starts. And that happens. Obviously Test cricket is never that easy, but just about being strong and heart of a champion. That's what we need in this team.
The second Test in the tour of Bangladesh in the West Indies is scheduled to commence on Friday at the Darren Sami National Cricket Stadium in St. Lucia. And that's the sports news for now. Stay with us for a look around the region. This is your One Caribbean Media Hookup, and I'm your presenter, Beverly Telesford. Illegal firearm holders could face 25 years in jail as the St. Lucia Labour Party administration looks to introduce draconian gun control legislation in the face of mounting deadly shootings in St. Lucia. The landmark Firearms Amendment Bill, which is expected to be tabled in Parliament on Tuesday, includes stiff fines with a minimum of $30,000 for illicit possession. HTS News Force has more in this report.
In St. Lucia, the guiding gun control legislation includes the Firearms Act No. 9 of 2003, with the maximum penalty for unlawful possession of a firearm of 5 to 10 years in prison and or a fine not exceeding $10,000 with broad discretion for magistrates. Although Section 26 ups the ante for punishment with possession with intention to injure at $20,000. But amid a 3-year-long spate of unrelenting gun crime, tougher laws may be the order of the day in St. Lucia as the government goes to Parliament in June and July with the aim to stiffen penalties for those caught with illegal firearms.
The government has decided to increase the penalties for gun possession. I think we are going with 10 years or a fine of $30,000 minimum.
Guns have been the dominant weapon of choice in the commission of brazen, deadly shootings as unscrupulous criminals discharge rounds with impunity. Now, come Tuesday, parliamentarians will debate proposed amendments to the Firearms Act.
Still in the region, a state of emergency continues in St. Catherine, Jamaica due to high crime levels. We find out more in this TVJ report.
The announcement by Prime Minister Andrew Holness Friday morning.
After careful consideration and review of the current crime situation, His Excellency, the Governor General, has declared a state of public emergency for the parish of St. Catherine.
Since then, social media has been left in a frenzy, with many people asking why the entire parish is under a state of emergency. In fact, some people believed Portmore should have been left out. But Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson actually provided an explanation at Friday's press briefing.
6 weeks ago, the St. Catherine South Division was experiencing a reduction in murders by 40%. The recent conflicts in the St. Catherine North Division have extended themselves into the southern section of the parish, to include Portmore and Old Harbour.
Further afield, Sri Lanka has closed schools and shut down non-essential government services for 2 weeks to preserve fuel supplies. It comes on the same day the government sits down for bailout talks with the International Monetary Fund. Details in this Al Jazeera report.
The International Monetary Fund is in Sri Lanka to discuss a bailout package.
It's the greatest crisis that we have ever had since independence. And the precursor to this is it's about 30% due to misfortune and 70% due to mismanagement. So it's a mother of all crises. And if not for the IMF, there's really no other safety net that can save us.
There's no money to import food, medicine, fuel, or cooking gas. People have struggled with shortages for months, but things have got worse, and Sri Lankans have run out of patience. This senior policeman was filmed assaulting motorists who were demanding fuel. Army personnel fired into the air on at least 2 other occasions.
And that's your One Caribbean Media Hookup. I was your presenter, Beverly Telesford.
Stay tuned for continued programming on the Grenada Broadcasting Network. But first, a reminder of the headlines. The National Democratic Congress makes an appeal to Grenadians to vote for transformation. Police make breakthrough in recent string of robberies throughout the country. Successful CPEA students continue to celebrate. Congrats to them. The National Democratic Congress and the new National Party outline housing plans for Grenada. In the region, the St. Lucia government to stiffen gun laws with the tabling of firearms bill. Internationally, Sri Lanka shuts down schools and government services to preserve fuel. Plus, in the sports news, Grenadian professional basketball players secure contracts for the upcoming season. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd, on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other stories. Well, police officers have since voted. Now the rest of the populace will go to the polls on Thursday. All the best, Grenada. I'm Kenroy, Baptiste. Goodbye for now.